Lego. Lego.
Play.
Yeah. Big bags, big checks all summer with a big bag. Big checks all summer with a bad bag. She a gangster and a woman, she get real classy. Waivers needed no discussion, she get real nasty. For real when I don't own it. Big bags, big checks all summer. Big bags, big checks all summer with a bad bag. She a gangster and a woman.
Big bags, big coops all summer. Your man's bumming, hit him with a bag of something. Big gun.
Play.
What's up? What's fly and what's happening? Welcome back, inmates. You're tuned in to another episode of Behind Bars, the podcast that goes behind the bars of local and international artists, as well as discusses the culture in real time. Because as I always say, a life lived, it's a bar. I am your hostess with the mostest. I'm Miss Playmon, and we back. And we got another artist showcase, and I'm so excited about that because we got some fly artists. I think they're much more than just artists. This is not just your ordinary artist. I do want to remind you all that you still need to be liking, commenting, and sharing this YouTube video. Obviously, we're streaming in YouTube. That's where our primary stream is now. I know it's taking y'all a little minute to get used to not being able to see it on Facebook, but Facebook is giving us all sorts of issues. And so we want to make sure that we streaming and that it's streaming flawlessly. And don't forget, you can comment live as we're on. There's a live chat here on YouTube, but then you can also come back after the fact if you got some more stuff that you want to add. So we definitely encourage you to do that. And remember that we are this season giving away the jackpot to 2 different sources. We're going to bless an inmate because, like I said, everybody behind the wall don't got somebody checking on them. So we're going to give half the jackpot to an actual inmate, and then the other half will go to one of the inmates because y'all know we call those that support behind bars inmates. And so that's how we're doing it this year because we listen. And Playmon has been working, and Playmon has been tired. But you know we got to keep going. We got to keep doing it. And I'm super, super excited about the young man that's joining us today. We're going to do the trivia at the end so we can put some more money in there because we've been on the road and we haven't been able to get that done. So we're going to do something special regarding that this evening. So y'all stay locked in. My favorite part about doing this show is the guests. My favorite part is the guests, and I'm excited about the guests that we have on here today. Our first guest that we're going to welcome to Behind Bars is a first-time guest. He is a DJ, he's a producer, he's a certified digital marketer, and an artist in his own right. He is the creative mind behind the Better Everyday LLC movement. He has worked with top content creators across all platforms. I want y'all to give a warm Behind Bars welcome to the one, the only, Mr. Charlie G.
Hey.
Charlie G in the building. But hey, y'all, we ain't through. We ain't through. We got another young man that's falling through here that I'm super excited to have. This guest's life has been a remarkable journey of transformation and redemption. He is a respected Christian rap artist who uses his platform to spread the good news of the gospel and to advocate for positive change within his community. He is Michigan made, but Jesus saved. I want y'all to give a warm Behind Bars welcome to Mr. Deonte Hall.
What's up, y'all? What's good?
That's what I'm talking about. My guys, y'all in the building, and I'm super excited to talk to y'all. But before we get started, I'm going to start with you, Mr. Charlie G. I want you to shout your people out because I don't want them to have no problems with you.
Shout out to the whole South Haven. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the BG. Shout out to my pops, Dwayne Johnson, brother Jacorian Howe, and shout out to my kids.
That's what's up. Shout out to all his people. Mr. Deonte, shout your people out.
Man, shout out to the whole KZoo, everybody in Kalamazoo, Michigan that been supporting the movement. Um, man, shout out to my boy Andre Wright from Omaha, Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? It's Blessed Life, Holy Gang, all that.
That's what's up. I like that. I like that. So we gonna get right into this because this is a conversation that I've been itching to have. But I notice you both kind of you go under your government names. Is there a reason that you all do that? Deontay, is that on purpose or what?
Yeah, for me it's on purpose. Like when I first started doing Christian rap, I used to go by Young Prophet. Was a name I inherited from a pastor at a church. He was like, "We gonna call you Young Prophet," and I went with it for a little while, and then somebody was like, "Bro, you should change your name, man. You getting older, you know what I'm saying? So what we gonna call you, the Old Prophet?" And I was like, "Call me Old Prophet. I'll just go by my name, Deonte Hall." So yeah, that's kind of how it came about for me. Just growth in my walk with God and life, experiences, and I just like
Right.
just be me.
So Deontay, did you rap before you became a Christian?
Yep, I was doing music like I honestly been rapping since elementary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I've been doing music for a long time.
So what was your rap name before the change in your life?
So my rap name before I made the transition was Juice G the Iceman.
Oh no. Juice G the Iceman. That's a
Yeah,
long name, Deontay.
that's what I said. I was like, I can't have this long name.
That's what's
And,
up though. Charlie G is because now I see Charlie, I see Elijah. Tell us a little bit more about your name.
See that comes from not being like so in a box type of thing. And then when I figured out that I could put a character as a trait of me or a skill, a different skill with a different name. These are different names that represent me. So then to the point where like Deontay Hall, he's using it already. So my name Charles Greer is like saved for later down the road. So when it's all together, that's gonna be the head of it. But these different characters, because sometimes people support you when they don't really know who it is.
When they
You
don't
know what I
know
mean?
who you is. That's a shame, but it's true. It's true. So that's interesting. See, I didn't know. I thought maybe Elijah was your middle name or something like that, but that's your persona, so to speak.
Right
I
now,
got
yeah.
you. I got you. So, can you describe to me, tell me, did your street life influence your music back then? Were you rapping your life, or did you kind of evolve into doing the things that you was rapping about?
I'll say it's a mixture of both, really. Like um, definitely was rapping about my life from experiences, and then like I said, with the transition, it came more into talking about my faith and my life having an influence on people from the streets too. So yeah.
Then, now you from Kalamazoo, and we know Kalamazoo is a wonderful city, but it does have kind of a violent history. So how do you escape that?
Really for me and this God, God like saved me for real from everything that I was into. I was raised by my grandmother, and she kind of kept me from out the streets. She
Mhm.
kept me sheltered, but because we lived near the hood, you know what I'm saying, and all my friends is in the streets. More so with her prayers, her praying for me, her being that example, it really made a difference in my life after things started happening. Like I wouldn't I say I got saved because I made the decision to like change my environment and stop going around certain stuff.
Right. Now, Charlie, you talk about your dad a lot, and I know your dad is a a preacher as well. But what influence did him being a preacher have on how you came up and the things that you do in entertainment?
So I knew him first as a coach. He has the track coach. So my upbringing, I went through the like system, you know what I'm saying? I was a foster child for a little bit, and then I got to the point where I was able to live on my own. And they were about to send me somewhere else, and he like, nah, like I want him, I'm gonna take him under my wing, even though, we bump heads here and there because I didn't really trust it like that, you know what I mean? So
Right.
by him hanging in there, sticking with me, he showed me that like the things I'm doing now and going through it, he's been doing those type of things. And when I do my music, like it's easy to do like what a lot of people do, but when I do it, it doesn't feel right. I make a status or I share it, and the cuss words would be like, no, just letters. And he'd be like, stop all that language. I'll be like, what you talking about?
Stop all
It
that
drives the
cuss.
joke. Yeah, it drives the joke home, but it's just like, yeah, I don't cuss like that on a normal basis.
I feel him
We know
though,
why
because
it's a joke.
sometimes I'll be reading people's stats and I'll be feeling like I'm cussing, just reading it.
Man.
I like, man, I feel like I'm cussing. They cussing so much on their stat, but yeah, no, but I definitely I can understand that. Deonte, can you describe your when you first encountered Christ for yourself? Like, what was that like?
For me, it was, to kind of make it short, I say everything. And like literally, I always felt like I didn't fit in. Even when I was in the streets, it's like a lot of people I was around, it didn't feel normal. It felt like I know I ain't supposed to be with these people. It's like something more inside of me. It's not in a prideful way, like I think I'm better than nobody or nothing
Right.
like that. But it was like more so like it's more to life than the streets. It's more to life than just what I'm doing right now, type stuff. So I was hurting, at the time when I came to God and really had that encounter. I had gotten to a car accident, was in the streets. The only thing
Right.
was on my mind was get some money type stuff. So like I couldn't figure out what direction to go, and it was almost like God, God sent somebody to like help me. I had was a young dude, a young pastor came dressed like, what I'm saying, a dude from the streets,
Right.
talked to me while I was out in the hood. He like, bro, God got a plan for your life. You don't need to be doing this and that. And at the time he talked to me, it was like, I'm ready to hear this. Cause at first I was like, bro, I don't want nothing to do with the church, none of these people because of stuff I heard about and what I seen. So like I was negative when it came to it, but when I had the encounter, it's like I felt like God literally took his arms and wrapped them around me like, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like that love that you looking for, everything that you was trying to find in the streets, I got that here with me type stuff. And I
Right.
I started getting around people, I guess, that they just love me. You know what I'm saying? Like the church people that I was with showed me love. They took me in when I was homeless and fed me, helped me get a job, and like really helped me transition to what I'm doing now. So yeah.
Let's settle into that too, because we hear all of the bad stuff about church and church people, and it's really not the majority, but it's what they talk about all the time. Now, I just heard Charles say that his father, which is not his biological father, being patient with him, even though they was bumping heads and even though he wasn't trying to hear that. And you talk about the church people you being around, taking you in when you was homeless and just simply loving you. And
Mm,
that is the walk. That's Christianity. That's what it is. It's love. And so you being, like you say, a man came to you, a young preacher came to you, looked like you, and showed you what love is. Charlie say, hey, a man that, he wasn't a preacher at the time, but came and saw him through a tough time. This is what we need people to know because
mm.
that's what it really is. And so I'm so glad that y'all highlighted that. Charlie, tell me this, because I imagine it had to be rough being, you said you went through foster care and stuff like that. What was that experience like?
I was always just looking out for my brothers and sisters as we were going through different things. So I don't know.
So you
I
all
just
were
always had
in
a
it
thing for,
together?
I mean, at the time, me going through it, now when I look back at it, yeah, I went through a lot of different things, but it's just like I always had a focus on something else outside of it and just kind of focus on that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Back up, Charlie. So you and all your siblings were together, though.
we was together for the most part, but then they started to split us up. But I always had to like stay with my brother because he was a little, you know what I'm saying, a little wild with it. But I was trying to show him like these people might not be our people, but I always had a focus outside. Mine was school and sports. Like I do whatever it takes to make sure I get to that because that's where I'm able to be me. But at the same time, I wasn't addressing like the stuff I was going through. But
Right. So would you say that you begin to address those things?
yes, I've addressed them to the point where I know what it was and I know what it was about, but I can't hold on to those things and use them as an excuse to not do what I need to be doing or continue doing what I've been doing. He showed me enough times that like I always made it through. I always came out on the other side.
So then tell me this, Deontay, because you mentioned being homeless, and so a lot of times we come to Christ, at our lowest point, and people think that there's shame in that. And I always tell people, no, I mean, ideally, you want to come to Him upright, but a lot of times it is after the world done beat you down and you done tried everything else and it's your last resort. There's no shame in that. As long as you get there, it don't matter how you get there. But what happened in your life that you found yourself homeless?
My grandmother that raised me, basically, I was staying with her or whatever. Like, she basically took care of me from when I was out the hospital type stuff. She had a stroke or whatever around the same time. I'm saying, like, the church one for me, like, I would hide under the bed. So like homelessness came, I guess, when she had her stroke. She ended up getting into a nursing home, which
Mm.
left me to be homeless. And my mom and my dad both at that time were on drugs, going through what they was going through. And I didn't really have no support from the family time all this stuff was happening. So it's like she constantly telling me about God getting in my ear, and I'm like rejecting it because I'm like, Granny, even though the home, well, I take that back, one of my uncles had let me stay with him for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But he was giving me tough love, like, you got to get your stuff together, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it was like kind of in a rock and a hard place, and I I was out here, you know what I'm saying? I was
Right.
sleeping in the trap, um, trying to make money, I'm
mhm.
just going really down, really
Right.
my knuckles type stuff.
So then, Charlie, do you know your real parents?
I don't know who my real dad is, but growing up, I had somebody that I like was told was my dad. So now, no, I don't know who my dad is, but my mom was adopted like from birth type thing. So she don't even know who her parents is. So from
Wow.
jump, me being the oldest of six, when I started like having kids, I just always viewed it as like a family tree. I'm at the top of mine, and I'm finna send it all the way down.
Hey,
Something
hey,
like that.
hey, and you know what? It's unfortunate, but that's how you gotta think, and that's the only way you break generational curses and things that have traveled down a bloodline is to make it start with you. So shout out to you for having that mind state. All right. Charlie, would you say that you given your life fully over to him in that same way? Are you on that journey?
I would say I trust him a whole lot more because I just did a little time, and that whole time like I was trying to be mad about this or everything that I was trying to be mad about or make excuses about, like all of those, like it just went to the side, and it was just like if I get this right and I continue to have it right, then I deserve those things. So right now I'm in a walk and a journey, and I'm trusting him full blown, and we're gonna go where we're gonna go. You
Right,
you
right.
work hard for it, you pray about it, and he puts it in front of you, and like you let any little excuse just steer you off track and don't go for it, don't try it. And it's not like that with me no more. So like Deonte on here.
That's what's up though. Deontay, tell me this. Cause my son, he rapped too, and I've become familiar with a lot of the young rappers in the Kalamazoo area, and I don't judge them on their content. I try to advise them of certain things, but I get it. I was out there once rapping about stuff that I'm not proud of today. But how do you navigate being I assume you're a young person. I really don't know how old you are, Deontay. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay. You got a little season on you. You got a little season on you. But how do you navigate the music scene now? Because I mean, you're a Christian rapper, but I mean, you got a little edge to your sound too. So like, how you navigate doing shows and going different places and finding yourself sometimes around some of them old influences or stuff like that.
For me, it's just, man, I always be true to myself. Like, I'm like, I never forget where I come from, and I'm like, I'm just a regular person that's trying my best to strive for God, but I also know that it's gonna be times where, with me walking with God, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna make mistakes, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
be tempted, it's gonna be situations that happen. So I always remember, like, okay, you still a regular human being. You still got your flaws. So the way I navigate in it is staying humble. Like, I gotta go around people, because it's like, I feel like, how can I reach people and be a light, or forget where I come from? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You can't.
yeah,
I mean, it's a
Right.
fact. You,
yeah,
it's like you say to come across a Charlie G who on the journey. You know what I mean? Who on a similar journey that you was on. You can't do that if you ain't among the people, and that's one of the reasons that I do this podcast, and like I always say, I catch a little heat for the podcast sometimes because of the type of artists that be on and the music. And I be on here vibing because I love music. And
yeah,
I'll jump on the mic. Me and my son had our little thing, the old me track that we did. And sometimes people feel like because of who I am, maybe I'm a little too in the mix with people. But like I always tell them, listen, some of them people ain't never coming in there.
yeah. And that's
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
They never gonna
Right.
have the opportunity to see me in that arena. And so this is my chance to shine a light and let them know that hey, I ain't perfect either, but I'm still walking. I'm gonna continue to walk, and tell people what he's done for me. But we do need to stop real quick and take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and finish chopping it up.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Shout out to Boots on the Ground movement. We want to make sure that everybody that's in the area or surrounding Kalamazoo
Right.
area find yourself to Spring Valley Park on June 15th, where they're gonna be celebrating the fathers. It's their time. Mamas, we had our time. It's the father's time. So y'all go out and support that movement. Listen, Deonte, what do you say to the people who take issue with the ghetto gospel moniker that you've created? They think it's disrespectful to the faith or what, or distasteful. What do you say to those people, and why did you use those words specifically, the ghetto gospel?
So I use the word ghetto gospel because I realized, like you said, with the music up here in Kalamazoo, we got a certain type of sound. I like the style, and I say God gave each person a gift. Because I came from the trenches, I want to reach people that's in the streets and make the gospel message unique in a way that is going to be familiar, like they're like ghetto God, you know what I'm saying? It
Right.
gets and make them want to tap in, and it's been reaching people, but I get a lot of slack from the church, but I feel like it was already like that for me. Like when I got into church, I knew I had a different assignment than everybody else. Like it's in the Bible in Matthew verse 28, 18 through 19, and say, "Go out into the world and make disciples." You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Like, we supposed to be in the trenches. We supposed to be in the suburbs, in the community, showing people who Jesus is. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what I would say to people is like, God wants the dope boys too. He wants the street. You know what I'm saying? Can I be real?
That's who he want.
He
That's who
want,
he want.
you know what I'm saying? He want the broken. He want to let them know, like, I know you done been in the trenches and you live how you been living, and I want to save you. I want to show you that I can take what you doing and use it for a purpose. So that's what the ghetto gospel came from.
And then here's the thing, and this is what I'm gonna kick to Charlie G. But you said something. So when we at church, some people that need they do come to church, but a lot of people don't. You're right. And so we there just to get fueled up. We there to be revitalized. We there to, you know, connect with like-minded people so that we can go out into the world and compel them to come. But if we don't never move outside of those four walls with the gospel, then we cheating the people, because those that are not sick don't need a physician. So Charlie G, when you hear the term ghetto gospel, how does that affect you, being somebody who's on the journey? Like, does it appeal to you, or does it turn you away?
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. You just took one thing that you like and added it with something else that you're trying out. And when he said ghetto gospel, those people that's outside the church that didn't want to go in there or didn't even look that way, now it's a little more attractive. Now the people that's inside the church, they like don't put that with that word. They doing too much. This is for him to
He
do,
said
and
they're
only
doing
he
too
can do
much.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Hey,
it's
be
tripping.
real. I get the most slack from church people though. It's like that's the devil's music. That's this. But I'm like, people getting saved and coming to Christ and putting
Right.
putting their guns down and wanting to follow God. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, listen, I'm part of the church, and I personally think that we got to draw people. Now, don't get me wrong. I know it's going to take the word to save them. It's going to take the word to keep them. But you have to compel them to come to that. And so to me, the ghetto need the gospel. The
mhm.
ghetto need the gospel, and you gotta get it to them. And so when I'm riding in my car, now I love the old hymns. I love gospel music, but like some when I'm riding in my car, I want to hear some Lecrae. I want to hear some gospel. They got that. They got that bass kick. I want to hear some dope lyrics. I want to hear some fly stuff. You know what I mean? And I needed that, when I first got into church. I needed that. I needed to be able to ride to that. And so I think what you're doing is phenomenal, and look,
And
because let's be clear, they mean well. You know what I mean? They mean well. They feel like what they saying is right, and all they desire is to be right. with Christ. And so whatever that takes to them, that's the era that they come from. But you gotta you know what God called you to do, and you gotta do that. So shout out to you for that. And thank you for weighing in on that, Charlie G, because I was interested to know how you felt about it. Tell me this. Tell me this. What drew both of y'all? What drew both of y'all to the music scene? Because Charlie, you do a lot of different stuff. You DJing and you do content that got a real hip hop feel, and obviously you in the music. What drew y'all to hip hop in that way?
I mean, just the whole vibe of it. Just like Christian rap right now, we in a good place. Like I know we artists too, but 1K Few, he coming out of Atlanta. Like it gives you a reason to like bring your kids. Like they want to go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like the music is way better. So it's just like those people that came before us, they have to be open to that change of it. So
Deonte, what got you into music? I'm talking about early on. I know I started writing stuff when I was 10. So, but what caused you to do that?
My uncles basically gave me a tape, a cassette play, the tape, and I tell you how old I am. He gave me a tape with Jay-Z on there, and then I played it in my little cassette player thing I had, and I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, listening to Tupac, Jay-Z, Biggie,
yeah.
you know,
You had a Walkman?
yeah, I had a little Walkman back in the yes. Yeah, that's how I started. I was watching them. I was watching Ludacris and all these different rappers, and I'm like, I want to do that. I like how they getting money. I like how they dress, the cars they riding in, and it was more so, I guess, at that time, the materialistic part in having money is what made me want to become a rapper at that time.
Right.
Music
And
is
that
present in like everything I do. It's just like I can sit to the side and tell a whole story, but somebody else is telling a story that you know what I'm saying, can relate to. And it's just
mhm,
a different person saying it. And I use it to tell stories. Like I just
that's
go through the day
yep,
filming this and that, and then find a good song that like ties it all together. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So
When Eric can't think of his last name, Surname. He did that song Music that he sampled Marvin Gaye in it.
Yeah,
Just like music. Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, that song right there itself, talking about music, that song make me smile so hard because that's how I feel about music. But when did you know, Deontay, that you were like talented enough? Because I assume your goal is to make music your career, correct?
more so for me, it's like to reach people. At the end of the day, I'm trying to follow God purpose. If God say I want you to stop rapping and become a pastor, I didn't want to at first, but I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So once I became spiritual and I had a relationship with God, I started seeing more things the way how He put it in me versus religion is like, you can't wear buffs, you can't dress like this, you can't do this, you can't wear no hat in the church. And it's like,
Well, let me just say this,
yeah,
Deontay. You shouldn't wear a hat indoors, period, as a gentleman. But that's just you know what I mean. That's just being a gentleman. Anywhere indoors, men really shouldn't wear hats. That just was kind of like etiquette. So that's not really a church thing. That's just a general thing. But I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
that's kind of like my character, my swag. You know what I'm saying? I like to wear the hats, but with the I say, like, if that's what God want for me to do, music and be a rapper and just that, I'll do that. But it's like, for me, I'm just trying to find. I'm still seeking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
what is the purpose behind it? Like, I'm not just rapping when I get up here. I'm rapping with a purpose. I'm ministering. You know
Right.
what I'm saying, I don't just
That's
go.
it. Minister.
I'm trying to,
yeah.
and almost like I'm pastoring people through my music. Like, and that's what they tell me. They say, like, they call me the pastor up here. They be like, they're going to pastor. And I hated it because I'm like, bro, don't call me no pastor, bro. I'm not no pastor. And it's like, now it's growing
You a
on
preacher though.
me.
You may not be a pastor, but you're a
Yeah,
preacher.
yeah, it's growing on me though, because it's like maybe God is trying to show me something that I didn't see, you know what I'm saying, through other people. So
Yeah, and you got
Yeah.
to do what you called to do. And he definitely gave you a gift for a reason, you know. And I'm like you. I initially thought, you know, okay, I'm gonna set this aside, but not because I didn't think you could do it. I wanted to set it aside because it was too triggering and too reminiscent of my old life.
mm,
And so
yeah,
that's the reason that I initially wanted to set it aside, because I've always finding it hard to separate the two. It just created all those same old emotions, but like God don't give you that gift to sit on it. And yeah, it probably will
Right.
transition into you preaching from a pulpit, but you do that when that time comes. But right now, you out here to save these young brothers in the street.
hmm
That's what he calling you to do right now. And so you got to do what he calling you to do, man. And I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. That's an exciting thing though, I think. Charlie G, did you always know that was something you wanted to do, or did you just kind of, how'd that come about?
I would say making music or doing anything with music, I knew it was a gift or like I had a thing for it because it was like opening doors or beating me to the room type of thing. Like rooms and situations and stuff that I wasn't even thinking about or in, I was in because of some music I did or something I created or different things like that.
I can tell just the way you express yourself, and like you got your hands in a lot of different things, and a lot of stuff got your attention. And that sometimes a creative mind is, that's how it works. It's like you here, you there. And so I definitely understand that. So if you had to, Deontay, if you had to describe, I know you say you like the Detroit sound, but I listen to, and I'm gonna play one of the songs that that caught me. But your style seemed to have changed, because early on the music that I heard, it didn't sound like that Detroit style, but then somewhere along the line it kind of changed a little bit. So what influenced your sound the most, do you think?
I would say like artists that I listen to, I was listening to a lot of the music that's out right now. And I'm like, man, I went back to the hood and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing all the music they listen to. This is what the streets want to hear. I prayed and I asked God for, okay, how can I reach the streets? And it's like, this is the type of music they love. Like they eat it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I got dope boys coming to me like, bro, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like real street people. Like bro was saying, like Charlie G saying, like, I don't put myself in a box as an artist because I can harmonize, I could, use the singing voice and do all type of stuff. But right now, I'm trying to make music that's gonna reach the streets and the young people. And then I'm a
You on
kind
a mission. What do you think about the state of music today? Do you think it's in a good place? Is it in danger? Like what do you think?
I think it's in a good place and it has a lot of influence these days, especially on the female side. It has a lot of influence on these days. It's in a good space and like I like making videos or doing other different things and people that like dancing. Well, guess what? It's a lot of music out there right now. It's a lot of artists that people don't know about and they're just as good as the next artist and like you can take their music to tell a story or use it to show somebody else something or something like that. I just think it's in a good space. Everybody has their own lane and they should just stay in their own lane and continue to do what they do.
All right. What about you, Deontay? What do you think about the state of hip hop in general?
I love hip hop and I would say the influence it has on the on our community is people, the stuff they talking about, niggas killing niggas, females twerking. Music is a powerful tool, and it's like death and life is in the power of our tongue. The Bible says,
You
and
better preach.
so much
So
the
we had that talk.
the music industry is promoting death, and I feel like that has a big
Black
influence.
Death.
Yeah, Black Death. That's why I went to the Detroit because a lot of that music is real grimy. You know, it's saying, you know, they talking about the trenches selling dope, doing this, doing that, killing people. And I was like, God, help me to make something that I can talk about that's speaking life instead of death in my music. And I feel like Detroit music scene is popping. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's a lot of artists that's coming out of Detroit. They make great music. I like the beats, but mainly what the industry is pushing and putting their money behind is black people killing each other. They want us
Yeah.
to. I'm real. Like they want us to kill each other. Look, females twerking, showing their body, dressing because of what they see. People think about it. Whatever the media puts out into the world is what people receive. You know, so like with racism, you know what I'm saying? Like when a while ago they were saying something about Trump and causing a lot of racial divides. And I seen how the devil is, you know, he was a angel of music. He can create confusion and cause so much destruction. But then you got people like me, Lecrae, positive music. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear that. They
Yeah.
not gonna put no money behind something positive. But if it's negative, we degrading each other. We talking about killing. We talking about do this. Yep, put my money behind that. That's what they want to hear.
Yeah, and two, like you say, I think the state of music, I don't think it's in a good place actually. I think that there's a few really talented people, but even the talented people, and I'm when I say a few, I mean that they promoting, like you say, because they only gonna promote certain things. But the ones that they promote that actually have talent, their content is destructive. But I think too, though, we the people, the consumer, have to use our power that we have. I understand that they push certain things, but ultimately it's up to us to decide what we are going to consume. We got to use our own good sense. Why are we, the masses, allowing that to be consumed by our kids and things like that? And we got to take ownership in some of this stuff ourselves. That's just my opinion, but
I agree with you. I
Yeah.
think media is controlled though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's people over the music industry that's in charge to put the music here, do this, do that, get it on the radio, get it on the TV. So if it's and it take money, you know what I'm
But
saying?
wait though. Wait though. Wait, Deontay. Wait. I'm gonna let
I
you in
got
here in
some.
a second, Charlie. I'm gonna let you in here. Because this ain't the 90s, Deontay, where we riding around necessarily listening to the radio. We can access music on our own now. We don't have to wait for them to play Yo MTV Raps or catch it on the radio. We can Google whatever we want to hear. We can go to YouTube and get whatever we want to hear. And so while it's true that they can put the negative stuff up front, they can make that come up first. They can make that more visible. But like that may be an excuse for kids, but then why are we allowing our kids free access to that? Like we have more control over what we consume than we did in the 80s and the 90s, because back then it wasn't no internet where you can go and pick what you wanted. All you had was whatever they was going to put on MTV,
Yeah, true.
whatever the radio was going to play. But that ain't the case today. Charlie, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Man, I'm telling you, because that's how I got into like this better everything, better everyday aspect of it. It's just like what you said. You said you know what the message is and you know what it should be, but nobody changes it. So it's just like that's on us. It's on us. So when it's like, what's that gorilla song that got the girls outside? What I say to you? I said, let's make a freestyle and get these women back in the house.
Right,
Back with
right.
the like the thing, saying encourage the right thing. So that's how I do everything that I do. So you know how artists like they got everybody putting all their music out and all that type of stuff. When I found out that you can make yourself famous, that's when I switched the whole thing of it. Like people are a consumer of the internet. I put out more than what I consume. So people think they can't do this or can't make that. And it's just like, just keep putting it out there and keep doing it. Your message gets heard, your message gets seen, type of thing. So like, if somebody had like Chris Brown, like say you can't use his beat or something like that. If I use his Chris Brown beat, if he comes knocking on my door for a lawsuit, I accomplished my task. I got his attention. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If he come try to sue me, then I succeeded in what I was doing.
Man. And that's what happened with Facebook.
What's the one guy? Yeah. What's the one guy, the Christian rapper?
D1.
D1. He took matters into his own hands. He released his music from his own website, where you could go to his website and get his music, and you could name your own price to purchase it, right? So you can go on there. I think the minimum might have been like $5. But you could go on there and pay $5, pay $10. Some people went on there and paid $100 to get his album. He bypassed Apple and all of them, and he did pretty well. And that's why I say, to a certain extent, we know what they pushing, but there's a part of it that is on us as a community to decide that we're gonna seek out what we want, because we set the culture anyway. We say what is hot and what's cool. Black people do that, whether people like it or not. That's what it is. Whatever we say is popping, the whole world says popping. It's people in China and Russia over there rapping with they had a certain way. We did that. So if we got the power to do that, we can change stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to jump on my soapbox, but we're going to. Well, we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to come back, because I want to kind of just listen to a piece of a couple of the selections that I have, because then we got to get to this trivia that I'm about to put y'all through. But let's take this quick break first. Shout out to Pretty T, promoting resilient, empowered teens together with Yahweh. Pretty T is out here making graduation stoles, t-shirts, and all of that. So y'all tap in with Pretty for all your t-shirt needs. So this is what I want to do. People come on and they want me to play what they want me to play. No, I go through. I picked the song that I want to hear. And I wanted to play this because I want to talk about real quickly, Charlie, because it's some I think people will be kind of startled at, the transitions in the song. So let me just play a little bit of this Charlie G first, and then we're going to come back.
All the struggles, just stand up tall and just hustle. Go snipe you a bag and roll that paper in bundles. Fuck all excuses, it's either do or you don't. I bet your haters gon' drown because they can't stay afloat. It's tidal wave season, either catch a wave or you can watch. It's tidal wave season, either catch a wave or you can watch. It's tidal wave season, either catch a wave or you can watch. It's tidal wave season, it's tidal wave season. I'm the type to go and finish. Ain't no hanging with pretenders. Dwelling in the den of sinners. Ain't no place to find no healing. I had to switch up and change up and pick my head up. Catch me on the court facing my flaws. I tell them check up. I ain't preaching, I'm teaching. Just take a minute to listen. I rap for God that I mentioned. About to give you a message. Just how far you gon' take it. Just to get you a blessing. Don't gotta fake it to make it. Don't let the devil impress you. Just worship him with some patience. Have some faith and some blessings. He used the devil to test us. Just to see if he wrecked us because he's building the kingdom. See, with him we have freedom, eternal life with the Christ. He made that big sacrifice, and so the way I repay him. So my knees when I'm praying, Father God, bodyguard, don't let me leave with these body scars, body tags. Write my lyrics down in my notepad, cause I've been fighting giants all my life and I can't hide it. I ain't buying what they selling, ain't no telling what they telling. I'll be praying, they be billing, man I swear I'm never selling now. I'm overselling crowds, arenas selling now. I'm kneeling black and proud, I rep my father now. Yeah, tell them all day, be yourself, you get that last laugh. So we just here to do us. Stand. Fuck all the struggles, just stand up tall and just hustle. Go snipe you a bag and roll that paper in bundles. Fuck all excuses, it's either do or you don't. I bet your haters gon' drown because they can't stay afloat.
Okay. Charlie G. Now, I'm about to be like your dad. So now I'm listening to this song. I'm listening to this song, and when it came on, you know, I hear some pretty colorful language, you know, but I'm like, hey, you know, but then I get into the song and I hear a couple things. I hear you say you repping your father. I hear you say we doing us. And to me, those concepts contradict one another, because one thing we know is you can't do you in Christ. You got to do Christ. You can't do you, because everything we want to do in our flesh is automatically sinful, because our flesh is simple. So somebody might hear that and hear you dropping the F-bomb and all like that and feel like, what is Charlie? I already got a good idea, because you just told us you on the path, you walking it. But when you wrote that, did you think about those competing ideas being on one song?
So at one time when you focused on one part of it, it was an entirely whole different reason. That was to put out a song to show that I could do it, and those two raps weren't even going together. So that verse is talking about how people force you to do like the chorus type thing. Like, we don't want to say cuss words, but they understand the cuss words more. Like you gotta follow the trend to stay with the trend, you know what I mean? So you tend, like I said, the devil gonna test us just to see if we reckless. So he gonna put it in you or put it around you just to see if you mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, when that language or that chorus is going, I would think that verse was coming with it. So that's what I mean.
Let me ask you this. I get what you're saying. Do you think that somebody may hear that chorus, and then do you think it could kind of take away from what you was trying to get across in the verse?
I think it would.
You think it could?
No, I think it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would. But it's more so like, if you're gonna do one thing, you can't also do the other. But the other got you in the other room. You know what I mean? So that's why I struggle with doing music, because it's just like I could do that other stuff. I could do that easy stuff. So it takes a lot when you sit down and like go straight down your path. That's why if you listen to the verse, it's in a lot of crazy different things too. But that's how it came to me, and that's how I explained it. So.
So it's a battle though. Yeah. It's a battle that you're battling. So hey, but I think it's important. Yeah, but I think it's important to have that discussion, because every day we in a fight. You know, the Apostle Paul said the thing that I would do, that I want to do, I don't do. You know what I mean? So it is sometimes that's where people are at. And so I appreciate you giving us insight on that. I really like to play on the tidal wave season. What you say? You go ahead.
Tidal wave season, either catch the wave or you get washed. It's just like
either catch the wave or you get washed. Like, that's what I was trying to get. Yeah.
Yeah. You catch the wave or you get washed. So it's just like somebody might be good at something for a time, and then time moves on, you get washed away. Or you might know something about something, you never make a move on it. So guess what? That tidal wave gets washed away. And it comes in, washes out, and makes room for new. So
for sure. Well, I appreciate you breaking that down for me. And I can appreciate the struggle. And I just encourage you, keep battling. Keep on the journey. You seeking, keep walking. I never heard of somebody seeking and don't find. Somebody knocking and the door not be open to them. So shout out to you for that. Mr. Deonte,
Yeah.
he done went dark on us. Deonte, where the light go, man? Let me play this, Deonte. Then I'm gonna come back and pop at you real quick. Then we gonna get out of here in a minute.
What up, dog? Be small, holy gang the movement, man. Y'all already know how we rockin', man. Yeah. First off, I thank God for this life that I'm living. Cause real talk, I could be dead or in prison. That's why that boy on the mission. Talk to God, then he gave me a vision to spread the gospel to the bros in the trenches. I just pray that they listen. Knock on the door, but I'm not Jehovah's Witness. Since we talking about religion, you can say that I'm Christian. Came a long way from whipping dope up in the kitchen. Still pushing something dope, but you can call it repentance. I ain't nothing like these other little rappers in this industry. Legend in this game, like I'm Pot, they gon' remember me. Used to overlook me, told them keep that same energy. Now that boy popping, so they swear they all feeling me. Tell the devil I want all the smoke like a chimney. Got the same blood as my blood, Jesus kidding me. Holy gang the movement, more than music, but it's ministry. Y'all just rap about it, but we really out here in these streets. Shout out Pastor Mo, had a street sweeper. Bring the gospel to the hood, cause they need Jesus. My pulpit in the trap, I'm a street preacher. And y'all can't take me out the hood, cause the streets need us.
All right. Knocking on your door, but I ain't a Jehovah's Witness. Listen, I likes that. I likes that. It got a little T Grizzly feel to it. I feel you, player. Tell us about that. What's the name of that song?
That one, that's the Detroit flow. That's probably one of the first ones I made when I made that the transition in my music that you were saying you noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about them bars in that, because there was a lot in that. And I could have used another verse on that. I gotta be honest, Deonte. I could have used one more verse on there, but take us behind them bars. What was your mind state when you wrote that?
So when I wrote that, it was like even with the intro, like I said, that style of music is real grimy, is real, you know what I'm saying? Real gutter is like the aggressiveness, and I was like, it was like, people like Christian rap corny, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't be going hard.
They don't know no better. They don't know no better.
Yeah, they sleeping on us. So I was like, I gotta go hard. I gotta pour my heart out on this and really let them know, like, speak their language type stuff.
But you say you came a long way from whipping work in the kitchen.
For real. For real. Came a long way from all that, and came a long way from whipping work up in the kitchen, still pushing something dope, but you can call it repentance.
Come on, man. Come on, man. No, I like that. I really did. I like that. Yeah, that was fresh. I'm gonna ask both of y'all this now. When you've done your last lap around the sun and you are no more, what do you want people to say about you, Deonte?
That's a deep question. I ain't never got asked nothing like that though. For real though. What I want people to remember is that just he was a loving person. He had so much love in his heart for people, that he was willing to like give his shirt off his back type stuff. I want people to know I loved everybody. It don't matter where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Your past, none of that. Like, I was here from God to love.
That's what's up. Charlie G, when you done your last lap around the sun, what do you want people to say about you?
That, you know what I'm saying? I follow 2 words. Never say can't and never. And anything that you do, I feel like you should be able to get better every day. If you want to do it, I feel like you should do it. You should go for it. So be one that always encourage other people to go for their dreams, finding a light in the dark type of thing. Yeah,
but like you say, you said it, and get better every day. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And now it's time. And now it's time. Unfortunately, I gotta put y'all through the ringer. I gotta put y'all through the ringer on this trivia. And this trivia is gonna be surrounding the podcast. It's gonna be surrounding the podcast and play my. Oh yeah. I gotta put y'all through it. I gotta put y'all through it because this is gonna teach y'all a lesson. When y'all come on this podcast, y'all better know something about the podcast and play my. All right, we got 4 questions. Normally, we do $10 a question, and we put that money in the bank. But because we was live and we was on the road last week, and we didn't put no money in the bank, we gonna do $20 a question. $20 a question going in the bank, and y'all gonna help them get it. First question. Woo! Don't get real around here. How many full seasons of Behind Bars are there? Oh, he left you on your own. He cut out on you, Deonte. he cut out on you. Y'all supposed to be working together. So but hey, he cut out on you. How many?
Said this phone was finna die too. So I
was buddy. Well, yeah. Deonte, open your eyes, look around, and think. How many full seasons of Behind Bars are there?
We're gonna say like 20.
Not episodes, full seasons. Seasons. Not episodes, seasons. Look around. Yeah, look around. Full seasons.
We gonna go probably with let's say 10.
Deonte.
I got tapped in.
Yo, my goodness, Deonte. If you would have looked at the screen, you could see we in the middle of a season now, so you wouldn't want to count this season. So if we said, how many full seasons are there? Come on, Deonte. If it was baseball, you had these many and you'd be out.
3.
There you go. We got 3 full seasons. This is the 4th season of Behind Bars, and this season is not complete. So we do have 3 full seasons. We giving money in the bank for that. Woo, you making me work real hard this evening, Deonte. That's $20 in the bank. Question number 2. Whew. At the beginning of every episode, and this one, as a matter of fact, what are the 3 questions that Play My ask? I said it at the beginning of this show. As soon as I came on, what is the 3 questions that I asked Deonte? I said, what's...
You said, what's... man.
Ooh, you needed Charlie G. Charlie G knew this one for sure.
Man, I definitely did.
You needed Charlie G. I said, what's... I asked 3. What you say when you walk up to somebody, Charlie G? I mean, Deonte, sorry.
What's up?
That's That's one. That's one. Whoo, we working. You might say something else too. If you don't say that, what else might you say when you walk up?
The Michigan thing. What up, though?
No, I did
How
not
you
say
doing?
that. I did not say that today. I did not say that. I did not say that. What they say down south? What they say down south?
What's happening?
Hey, that's two. That's two. One more.
Okay,
When they say, if they say you kind of, you pop your collar a little bit.
What's
You ain't a
poppin'?
bird, but what's
What's
if you
poppin'?
fresh, you what? No, if you fresh, you what?
If you fresh,
Yeah. Then a bird.
you fly. Let's go.
Woo, you making me work. What's up? What's fly? And what's happening? That's what I say before
What's up,
every
what's flying, what's
show.
happening? I like that.
What's up? What's flying? What's happening? That's what we doing. We here to tell you what's up. We here to tell you what's flying. We here to tell you what's happening. We giving money in the bank for that. That's another 20. Boy, you're making me work hard, Deonte. Question number 3. How old was Playma when she started writing raps?
Man,
I told you to listen to Deonte.
10.
He was listening. You was listening. I gotta give you credit. I didn't think you was gonna catch that one. Deonte, that's another 20. We got $60 in the jackpot so far. Deonte is bringing it on home. Last question. If you get this, I'm gonna be shocked. What is the name of the song that Playma did with her son, Big Play? I said it on the show today.
Oh my gosh. Dang.
If somebody got money they supposed to get back to you, what you might say to them? Man, you
owe me.
Let's go.
Anybody
Big
else
Play.
got all the questions right?
Yes, they have. And I didn't have to work nearly as hard as I did today, Deonte. But it don't matter. I did. I'm giving you a little grace. That's why I helped you out so much. Deonte has swept the board and got all of the questions right with the help of Playma, but he got them right. And that is $60 in the jackpot. So y'all can thank Deonte for sweeping the board. Deonte, man, I got to let you out of here. But before I let you go, I want you to stick around, even though after I let you go, we got some post-rap that we got to do. But before I let you go, tell the people what you got coming up. If you got projects coming up, any announcements that you want to make, tell them where they can find you on social media, all of that. Go.
For sure. So I got a project called Transparency. It's probably one of the most realest, the title speak for itself. It's probably my best work that I'm putting out. Just talking about real life struggles and stuff that I went through, and something that can really identify and relate to people. And right now I am going on a city tour. I'm going to different churches. Even if it ain't no church, I really want to get into some events at bars, clubs, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So get with me, DM me if it's local, you know what I'm saying? Within like an hour away, I'm willing to pull up for free. You know what I'm saying? If you out of town, we might have to work out some, you know what I'm saying? But just DM me. And like I said, I'm going to different places to perform and minister and bring positivity. So if you want the Holy Trapper in your city, tap in.
Yes. Deonte Hall on social media. You can find him under Deonte Hall. I done already told my sister she's over the youth. I told her to get up with you. Y'all give it up one more time. Thank you so much. Give another round of applause for Mr. Deonte Hall. Man, oh man, that was fly. That was fly. I'm so glad. I hate we lost Charlie G there at the end, but Deonte did very well. We got to make sure that we put in the spotlight on brothers like Deonte and Mr. Charlie G, because one thing about it is, I always tell y'all this, I picked the song, God picked the guests. I definitely picked these guests because I can definitely see Deonte having an impact on Charlie G and his walk. And we had another guest that was supposed to fall through, but I don't know what happened with him. But my God, did we get a lot from those two guests. So I want y'all to make sure y'all look up Deonte Hall. Make sure y'all go find Charlie G is under Elijah Greer on social media. He do a lot of good media work, and we want to definitely continue keep those young brothers in our prayers. That's all the time we have for this week. You have been tuned in to the podcast that goes behind the bars of local and international artists, as well as discusses the culture in real time. Because as I always say, a life lived, it's a bar. We out.
Lego.
Play. Yeah. Big bags, big checks all summer with a big bag. Big checks all summer with a bad bag. She a gangster and a woman, she get real classy. Waivers needed no discussion, she get real nasty. For real when out I'm on it. Big bags, big checks all summer. Big bags, big checks all summer with a bad bag. She a gangster and a woman.
Big bags, big coops all summer. Your man's bumming, hit him with a bag of something. Big gun.
Play.